Okay, let's unpack this. We've got a fascinating stack of source material today. Excerpts from Osho's First in the Morning, those daily contemplations from his talks.
Hmm.
Our mission for this deep dive
Mm.
is to really get into the core insights here.
Yeah.
Go beyond just the words.
Right.
We want to help you navigate these ideas, see what might resonate, what could be valuable for you, really.
Exactly. It's a journey, isn't it? Into meaning, ourselves, connection. The source gives us a specific lens,
Yeah.
and we're trying to bring that into focus. Find those nuggets of knowledge.
And it kicks off with a pretty sharp observation, doesn't it?
Yeah.
About how people often live.
Oh, yeah. Surrounded by small things, that phrase.
Focusing just on the surface, the circumference, and, well, ignoring the inner center.
Yes, and it's quite direct about the result. Says that's the root of boredom.
Boredom, right?
Right.
Because life lacks something bigger.
Something bigger than you to relate to.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're just on the surface, it gets repetitive. Meaningless, almost.
Like polishing the outside of a house.
While the inside's empty. Spot on.
So the meaning isn't actually gone, it's just overlooked. The source says forgotten.
Forgotten, exactly. It's not lost out there somewhere. It insists it's there in the deepest core of our being.
Ah, okay. So it points inward.
Always inward. It calls this the kingdom inside, the true kingdom.
And that's contrasted with looking outside.
Sharply contrasted. Looking outside, accumulating things. It calls that collecting rubbish.
Collecting rubbish. Wow, that's potent, isn't it?
It is. Makes you pause.
Definitely makes you think where you're putting your energy.
Yeah.
And the source also has this unique view on human nature itself.
Right. Not seeing humans as finished, fixed beings.
Yeah, not like animals or trees. It says man is incomplete, a quest, a bridge, a becoming.
And that incompleteness isn't framed as a bad thing, right? It's the potential.
A potential. How so?
Well, unlike other creatures who just are what they are, humans have this opening, this potential to grow, to change, to become something different.
Ah, I see. So the incompleteness is the opportunity.
That's the idea.
Yeah.
Right.
So, okay, if we're this becoming and the real treasure, the true kingdom, is inside,
Mm-hmm.
it makes sense that the source keeps coming back to that one big question.
Who am I?
Exactly. Discover oneself.
Yes, it pops up again and again. It's framed as the foundational inquiry. Everything else sort of flows from that.
And not just philosophy, it says it's the most ecstatic adventure.
Yeah, quite a claim. But it frames that inner search as thrilling, not dry.
An ecstatic adventure definitely sounds better than collecting rubbish. Okay, so we've set the stage. People feel bored, disconnected, looking outside.
Forgetting the inner kingdom.
And the core quest is finding out who you are inside. So what does the source say gets in the way? What are the main obstacles?
Well, the ego gets top billing, you could say.
The ego, right.
The source is pretty stark about it. Calls it a shadow, a dream, something not a reality.
Not real. Calls it the greatest lie.
The greatest lie, yes. And the root of misery. It even suggests the ego creates problems just to, keep itself busy and hidden.
Wow. So it thrives on making us feel important. But it's a false importance.
Based on a fallacy. Yes, that's the word used. It's not genuine self-worth.
And this ties into the mind, too, right? The source makes a distinction between the mind and life itself.
A really interesting one. Life is always new. Mind is always old.
Old? How so?
Well, the mind relies on memory, past experiences, conditioning. It moves backward while life itself is always moving forward, always now.
Ah, okay. So trying to live life through that old filter.
It's called stupid, quite bluntly.
Because you're using old tools for something brand new every moment.
Exactly. And it describes that inner mental state as incredibly, noisy.
Noisy like a marketplace or a madhouse inside your head.
Yeah, those are the images used, full of constant inner politics.
Inner politics, And it suggests this constant thinking isn't actually normal.
It calls it insane and unnatural. We might think it's normal, but the source says it's a sign something's off balance.
And the ego reinforces this whole thing, this separation.
Yes, there's that image of the dewdrop fighting with existence.
Trying to conquer the universe. Just this tiny sense of self.
Right. And that fight creates bondage. The ego is the dividing line.
Between you and everything else.
Between your inner truth and existence, yeah. And between people, too, often.
Okay, so the ego's this big lie. The mind's noisy and backward looking. How do we get past it? The source says dropping the ego is a matter of decision.
That is provocative, isn't it?
Yeah, it sounds almost too simple, like you just decide.
Well, it suggests that at some core level, yes, a conscious choice to let go of that false identity.
And what happens then when it's dropped?
The source says something of the beyond rushes in, that the inner emptiness, it isn't negative emptiness.
No.
No, it becomes the host of existence.
Mm-hmm.
It's about making space for everything else, not just becoming nothing.
Making space. Okay. And this leads us naturally, I suppose, to the path the source points to.
Meditation.
Right. Described as the science of going in, waking up the soul.
Yeah, but meditation here isn't about like intense concentration or forcing the mind blank.
No. What is it then?
It's defined as a state of pure awareness. Just watching.
Watching what?
Your actions, thoughts, feelings. Watching them silently with no judgment.
So you don't fight the madhouse. You just observe it.
Exactly. It's called a state of no mind. Not that the mind vanishes, but that you are no longer identified with it.
You're watching it from the outside.
Yes. And the source uses the word ecstasy for that state.
Ecstasy. Like bliss.
Not quite in the usual sense. It literally means standing outside the mind.
Ah, okay. That's a key definition.
Yeah.
Standing outside, watching. And then comes the really interesting part, the paradox.
Mm-hmm.
The more you just watch the mind, the anger, the thoughts, all of it.
It starts disappearing.
How does that work? It seems counterintuitive.
Well, it draws this parallel with science. Scientific observation makes things more solid, right? More real.
Yeah, you measure it, define it.
But this inner observation, this watching the mind, it does the opposite. The detached, non-judgmental looking makes the thoughts and emotions lose their energy.
So they just dissolve.
Yeah.
Because you're not feeding them with identification.
That's the idea. They lose their grip when you just witness them.
And this watching, this awareness, is also linked to unlearning knowledge.
Yes, so that wisdom can assert itself. There's a big distinction made.
Between knowledge and wisdom.
Right. Knowledge is described as, well, easy, cheap, borrowed, even garbage.
Garbage. Ouch.
Yeah, it's stuff you've picked up from outside. Wisdom, though, that's costly, precious. It comes from your own effort, your own experience.
So meditation clears away the borrowed stuff, the garbage.
To let your own inner wisdom emerge. It's not about adding more information. It's about removing the clutter.
Makes sense. And this awareness path connects to inner silence, too.
Absolutely. Inner silence is presented as crucial, necessary for truth, freedom, godliness.
It's in the silence you can perceive more.
You become capable of knowing the invisible, the unknowable, things the noisy mind just drowns out.
No, this all sounds appealing, watching the mind, finding silence. But the source is realistic, too, isn't it? It says it takes effort.
Oh, definitely. It requires a very determined heart, unwavering perseverance.
Calls it an uphill task.
Yeah.
Needs total commitment.
It acknowledges that shifting from a lifetime of outward focus and mental chatter isn't easy. It takes dedicated effort.
But there's encouragement, too. It mentions it can happen in a single moment.
Yes, it holds out that possibility. With sufficient intensity, a breakthrough can be sudden. And even before that, the practice itself can become natural.
Like an inner bath? I like that image.
Me too. It suggests it can become refreshing, cleansing, not just a chore. So it's both effortful and potentially instantaneous. A bit of a paradox again.
Okay, so let's say someone undertakes this journey. They start dropping the ego, practicing awareness. What's the result? What's the fruit of it all? The source talks a lot about love.
Immense emphasis on love. It says quite powerfully that man is literally dying without love.
Dying. That's strong.
Yes, because it's seen as the soul's essential need, not just a nice to have, but fundamental.
And it's not just passive, right? It calls love a great art, a new technique.
Something to be learned, explored. It requires being relaxed, open, available, cultivated.
And it's not just for poets or saints.
No, it says it's everybody's potential. And the core message is incredibly direct.
My message is love. My religion is love.
That's it. Presenting love as the most simple and direct approach to life.
Not just relationships, but like a general state.
A constant love affair with existence, as natural as breathing. That's the ideal presented.
Wow. That reframes spirituality quite a bit, centering it purely on love.
And it connects that state directly to the divine.
How so?
It says, the only way to know God is through love. Love opens you up to the beauty of existence.
And that beauty is God.
Exactly. And simply, wherever love is, God is. It's experiential, not theoretical. The feeling is the connection.
Okay, so love is central. And flowing from that, the source talks about bliss.
Bliss, yes, as the ultimate peak, the goal.
And like meaning, it's not something you get from outside.
No, it's described as intrinsic to your being, already inside, just needing unfolding.
Unfolding.
Yeah.
So again, it's about removing barriers.
Precisely. The Source mentions needing great effort to remove the inner barriers, the ego, the noise, the conditioning. But the bliss itself happens as a gift of existence.
Like opening the doors.
And the sunlight just pours in. Bliss is the sunlight, always there. Your effort is just opening the windows.
Makes sense. And what does a blissful person look like, feel like, according to the Source?
They expand, become spacious, and they're a blessing to others naturally.
While misery makes people shrink, casts a shadow.
Right. Bliss is expansive. And this blissfulness, this spaciousness is tied to godliness. To be blissful, for godliness to enter your being. It says godliness is celebration, godliness is a dance.
So not solemn and serious.
No, quite the opposite. Celebration, dance, joy. And a blissful person naturally shares that joy.
That's called the only true service.
Yes, not out of duty, but just a natural overflow, like a flower's fragrance.
And gratitude comes in here too, doesn't it?
Very strongly. Life is described repeatedly as a pure gift from existence.
A gift. And that feeling of gratefulness.
Is prayer. That gratefulness is prayer, explicitly stated.
So prayer isn't asking for stuff.
Not in this view. It's a state of silent gratefulness that bubbles up from awareness, from bliss. Godliness is not very far away from gratitude.
And cheerfulness too. That's called a religious quality.
Yes. The fulfilled person, the saint, is described as never sad. It challenges that image of the stern, serious, spiritual figure.
Okay, so love, bliss, gratitude, cheerfulness. These are the inner fruits.
Yeah.
How does this translate into, actually living in the world?
Well, there's a call for a kind of inner rebellion.
Rebellion.
Against all the nonsense that is being taught from the outside. Universities, churches, societal conditioning, the stuff that keeps you focused on the circumference.
So breaking free from the mob psychology, finding your own way.
Exactly. An authentic, alive master is rebellious, never traditional. It's about inner authority, not external roles.
And a key part of living authentically seems to be the present moment.
Huge emphasis on the present. Life is a constant surprise, an unending suspense when you're really here for it.
You have to die to the past each moment.
To be fresh, yes. It suggests you can choose right now to disconnect from the past's hold. From this moment.
Just let it go.
That's the invitation. Shed the baggage.
And this idea of wholeness or integration comes up too, at the real meaning of religion or yoga.
Right. The Source uses that metaphor of man being a three-storied building.
Animal, human, divine levels.
Yes, and needing integration, harmony between them. A truly holy person is whole.
Someone who knows both the inner journey, meditation, and the outer connection, love.
Exactly. Integrated. And crucially, it insists that ordinary life and spiritual life aren't separate things.
No.
No, they are inseparably one, an organic unity.
The extraordinary is hidden in the ordinary.
The sacred is hidden in the profane. Spade on. You don't need to run away to find it. It's right here, in the everyday, if you have the eyes to see.
Eyes opened by awareness and love, presumably?
That seems to be the implication. It also touches briefly on innocence.
Innocence.
Yeah.
How does that fit?
It suggests modern education often destroys innocence by filling us with borrowed knowledge.
Okay.
But real education, it proposes, would make you consciously innocent.
Consciously innocent, what does that mean?
Adding awareness to your natural innocence, to protect it, to keep that freshness alive, but with wisdom.
Interesting. And the overall picture, it's quite optimistic about our potential, isn't it?
Very much so. Man can become a tremendous flowering. That's a direct quote.
Flowering. And it says it's always spring inside.
If you're in tune with existence, yes, regardless of outer seasons or circumstances.
And the final thought from the material we looked at.
That everyone is entitled to all these miracles. Love, bliss, awareness. It's our birthright, essentially.
Wow. That's quite a journey we've just mapped out. From feeling bored and stuck on the outside.
To finding this inner kingdom through awareness, dropping the ego.
And discovering life as love, bliss, celebration, gratitude. It really invites you to question the usual way of things.
It does, to look inward, challenge the conditioning, and see life as this huge potential for flowering.
So if we tie this all together, the message seems to be that the real treasures aren't out there to be grabbed.
No, they're in here, waiting to be uncovered. Realities to discover inside yourself.
Which brings us to the final question for you, the listener. If this source is right, if conscious living, bliss, love, If it all stems from shedding the false, becoming aware, cultivating these inner states,
Not from chasing external things.
then where do you feel the call to explore next in your own personal deep dive? What part of this inner journey feels most alive for you right now?